How you doing? ThereYouGoCocoa. I'm here at 478 TV. Tune in.
There you go, Coco. Welcome. How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
No problem, no problem. Just let the people know a little bit about yourself. Where you from? Where you grew up?
Well, I grew up in South Central California. Well, all over California, but I'm from South Central. And I love music. I'm an R&B singer. I started from church, like most R&B singers. That is my background. I've done some background singing, plays that all led me to want to be my own artist, being behind the scenes. So I was like, no, I want to do it myself. I want to be on my own. I want to be in the front. And then I got a story to tell, and I can't tell it in church, but I can, but I have to sugarcoat it. And some stuff that I've been through, I don't want to sugarcoat. So I was like, no, I need to do this R&B.
Most definitely. What was the daily life like for you, growing up in South Central?
Day in the life, young. Let's see. So church. Then it went from church. I could go from church straight to, hanging out with all my uncles and their hood friends, or from church, the choir stand, straight to going to the after hours. I used to work at after hours for years. So I've lived two lives. Yeah. So yeah, I could finish all day at church and then have to go to the underworld. Yeah. And hold two totally different walks of life. Yeah. So that was a day in the life growing up in South Central for me.
Did you have a two-parent home or one-parent home? It
started off two-parent, but then, most families, they just don't work out too well. Mm-hmm. And then they split up, and then my stepfather was a very big influence in my life once my parents broke up. So, yes, it's a heavy influence.
What was your relationship like with your father?
With my father, it was like, he was like my big homie. He taught me all the wrong shit to do. And my stepfather taught me how to do wrong right. That was one of his, I'm going to teach you how to do wrong right. It was one of his things he used to like to say to me. So, yeah, so.
How did, growing up without your father, so to speak, kind of help shape who you are today?
Well, it showed me what meant to stay away from. My real father, it showed me what meant to stay away from. A lot of things I've seen him do to my mom, domestic violence, drugs, all of that stuff was like, I know that I seen the signs, and that as growing up, it would make me be like, nah, I'm not, that remind me of my daddy, or the part that I don't like about him. Yeah. So I would stay away from men that reminded me of him. And it would veer, because I admired my stepdad, I ended up liking men more gentlemen, but gangster kind of guys. Yeah, gentle giants.
Did you have any siblings growing up? You don't?
Yes, no. I have all sisters, actually.
Oh, okay.
All sisters, but I grew up, my mom had a lot of brothers, so still grew up with a lot of guys. The only girl around a lot of guys. Okay. So yeah, my uncles, they treated us like, they'll put a helmet on us and sit us out in the middle of the block and make us play football and shit. So yeah, okay. I was a girly girl, but still a little tomboy. Yeah.
Well, where did you fall within that? As far as sibling, were you the oldest?
I am the baby on my dad's side and the oldest on my mom's. Okay. So the best of both worlds, but I still act the oldest sometimes. Yeah.
So there you go, Coco. How did the name come about? Well,
that came about because, so I go by Coco Chanel as well. However, there's so many Coco Chanels. It's like, let me just go with something different. And it was catchy. And so it stuck.
Okay. So growing up in South Central, what, really led you, to kind of singing, besides the church? Was it any, influences locally around your way that kind of you had something to look at and gravitate toward?
No, somebody once they found out I could sing, it was like, oh no, that's what you doing, and my family kept me singing, and they would just put me in talent shows, plays, and that was it. It was like, you don't even have a choice. No, you're gonna sing.
Yeah.
So it was like that kind of thing. I even went through a stage where I didn't want to sing because I was like, I want to do something else. And it was like, no, you're gonna sing. So it was kind of, when you're going through your little teenage years and you want to hang out with your friends in the mall. My mom wanted to send me to a opera summer school. It's like, I don't want to go to no shit like that. At 15, you don't want to sing opera. I'm not thinking about opera. And I wish I would have went now. But yeah.
What like for you, like what was those like early experiences like, and what was some of those trial and error mistakes you were making, like, first going to record in the studio for the first time?
Being shy. Early on, like if somebody would ask me to sing, I would turn around and be like, okay, I'm gonna do it. Like, just would go into a shell and just turn around, and then they'd be like, that came out of you? Yeah, but I have to turn around and do it. I don't want, like, an intimate setting, I would just, like, get closed off. But the more that I would get put on the spot, then it was like, okay. So, and then that's, singing background kind of got me out of my shell, too.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Who were some of those singers that, kind of inspired you?
Whitney Houston is one of my favorites. Faith Evans. I love Coco from SWB. Kelly Price. I love singers. And of course I love soulful stuff. Patti LaBelle, Aretha Franklin, Anita Baker. That's what feeds my soul. Newer artists, Jasmine Sullivan, Tamar, they sing though. I want to hear some hairs raised when I be listening to certain singers.
Contempt of court, they got the riot one. The bitch you crept when she a bum. Where did you find? What do you see? Boy, is you blind?